Morning, beautiful people. Thanks so much to my subscribers and a couple of my clients who actually messaged me privately to say how much they're really enjoying this. Obviously, I'm not going to name my clients for confidentiality reasons, but if you messaged me in the last couple of days to say you're enjoying the videos, then I'm sending you like huge amounts of gratitude and good vibes, and thank you so much. Obviously, I'm doing this because I want this kind of healing community. I'm called to do this, especially for people who I think are in the Twin Flame Collective. And it means a lot to have people actually say that they're enjoying it, because that's what it's all about. And talking of that, this client who's a regular has requested a pick a card reading for what's next for love. So that's what I'm going to do today. I will timestamp it so that you don't have to listen to this intro if you don't want to, and you can go straight to the piles, but I'll do a meditation to pick the piles. That will be timestamped below. I suggest doing that, unless you're clairaudient and you just hear a number of which pile to go for, because that's how I am. Before I start though, I do want to say something about the future. So the future is coming. What's next in love is coming to you. So I like to empower people with tarot, and one of the issues I have with tarot is this constant asking questions: what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen? Because I believe in manifestation and law of attraction, and I feel like that is going to be manifesting people being stuck, constantly wanting to know about the future and ignoring the kind of present and all the opportunities that are here. So, you know, the future's coming. So in a way, don't get so fixated on the future and what's coming and miss out on what's happening in the present. Now, saying that, Terence McKenna, who I'm a big fan of, who I posted a link of a video to in my latest reading I did, the I Ching reading last night, he speaks about this in a very nice way, where it's like, if you have, telling people the future is almost like giving them a map. It doesn't mean that if you give someone a map of Antarctica, they are less likely to go there or to want to go there. It just means they have a way of navigating their journey there. And so in the spirit of that, I want this to be a way of like navigating what could be coming up next for love, so that if there's anything that's coming up that you are not happy with, you could like maybe think about shifting or changing the energies so that you can better prepare yourself. Not everything's written in stone. Things shift and change, and we have a massive power and ability to shift and change certain things too. Not everything, I think. I think there's a certain path that's there for us, but we can deviate from it a certain amount. We can go around it, we can resist it, we can embrace it. There are all sorts of different ways of getting to the destination. And tarot and fortune telling is like a roadmap for navigating that. So I just want to sort of say that as a first statement. As a second statement, I will be doing my next video, because this all came up and I was like, oh, it's useful to say this stuff. So my next video is actually going to be a manifestation, because I'm a real believer in manifestation, law of attraction, thoughts become things, us giving people the agency and the power to create what they want. So this is a what's next in love, and the next video is going to be a manifesting abundance. So this is all aspects. Abundance, if you have an abundant life, you've got an abundant and happy and beautiful love life, you've got an abundant and happy work situation, you are surrounded by good people. Do you know what I mean? We're just gonna we're gonna do, because it's a general thing, so I can't get as specific as I would with clients. We're just gonna kind of do a manifestation for like overall good vibes in your life in all aspects and abundance. So I just want to say, like, I'm happy to do pick a card readings, of course. I know they're very popular. I know we all want to know about love, but also let's kind of follow this video up in case something comes up that you're not pleased with, because I'm not going to sugarcoat this stuff. You know, manifest something more or whatever. Anyway, so that's what I was going to say about that. Today I'm drinking mugwort. I'm brewing some mugwort tea. This was a gift from a client, I was saying in the last video. I'm very excited by all the herbs he sent me. Mugwort is very good for a liver detox, a general cleanse, and also for like menstrual cramps and these sorts of things. So very, very grateful to my wonderful clients. I think this is now brood. So I'm just going to remove this, and then we're going to get started with this reading. So, okay, so these are the piles. So this is going to be pile 1, this is going to be pile 2, and this is going to be pile 3. I will also use other decks too, because I always like to use multiple decks, but these are like the main decks to pick from, okay? So 1, 2, or 3. You could choose depending on these. So this is a shell for 1. 2 is some lapis lazuli, and this is actually natural Native American lapis lazuli. I've had it for years. And then 3 is like a kind of fossilized rock that I found. It's actually crystalline structure. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to sort of like do a little meditation for you guys to get me into your energy, but also for you to pick these piles. So I'd like everyone, and I'm going to do it as well, to close their eyes, take a deep breath in, breathe out. Keep breathing in and out, and as you are, I want you to visualize a healing pink light that you're drawing in through your nostrils as you breathe in. As you breathe out, I want you to visualize like a grey light. So you're breathing in pink, you're breathing out grey. And as you're breathing out the grey, visualize letting go of any kind of negativity or resistance, any idea of anything that you have to do, anything that's distracting you. And eventually I want you to see yourself breathing in this pink healing light and breathing out this pink healing light as you're kind of circulating this universal love and source energy. And we've got special love healing hearts on, so we're all ready to go for this love reading. So let's just breathe in pink light and breathe out pink light. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. So now you're circulating this wonderful pink energy. I feel it. I feel very connected. I'm going to put the intention in that I connect into the energies of everyone choosing the piles. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, that we're going to pool the collective energy. We'll get the average out of the collective energy of the people watching to give the message that applies to their kind of grouping. If you haven't already heard or decided on a pile that you want to pick, just now think again. This is pile 1. This is pile 2. And this is pile 3. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead with pile 1 now. So if you've chosen another pile, go in the description box, click on the timestamp for the pile. Right. Okay, I get this in readings, I get things in my body. So this pile 1, there's something to do with communication with you guys, because my throat was like suddenly, like as soon as I was getting into your energy. For me, that's like, okay, there's an issue here with communication. You might be waiting for communication from someone. You might be having messy communication with someone. You might be having like low vibration or low quality contact with someone. You know, too much messaging, not enough messaging, miscommunication, that kind of thing. Also, because you were attracted to this seashell, for me, this is always about listening, because you know that thing of like, if you hold the seashell to your ear, you can hear the ocean. And I love the fact that someone may not have ever even been to the ocean, you know, like a prairie child in the middle of like a dry desert. They could put this shell to their ear and they could hear the ocean in it. So it's about this idea of like archetype and essence, and the idea of something holding this power to take you somewhere else. So for me, it's about faith. It's about listening to your intuition. It's about belief. So I feel like there's something here with communication with you guys, and I'm psychically very drawn to this and this idea of listening. I think maybe you're not being listened to, you feel like you don't have a voice, or you are not listening to someone. Also, this shell is covered in these kind of barnacles, which to me is this kind of, it's symbolic of a relationship where it's like codependent, because this barnacles are kind of covering this shell and it's not having the space that it might need. I spoke in my last video about how trees need space to grow together, giving light, or they will kind of take the light and they'll wither and die. That's my wither and die mime. But this is a similar thing. It's like this, it's in a way it's a symbiotic relationship, but in another way it's a bit parasitic, right? It's like growing on this thing. And so there's something here, maybe I'm getting a clairvoyant image of the Four of Pentacles clinging on. I feel like this is something about like a lack mentality with love, and maybe a feeling of scarcity. So it might be that you're not being listened to, that you're being ignored or something, and this is making you very clingy. There's a clingy vibe to this pile. Don't be triggered. I'm saying these things in like a, I'm an honest reader, and it's to empower and help. You've got to love in a way that is free and open and expansive, and then you'll attract someone who's loving and free and expansive and open back to you. So let's do a reading. I hope this video won't be really long. I'm gonna get the cards that fly out. So that's those guys. Oh, wow. Love it when my readings are kind of really on point. It's great. I'll get some clarification from these other decks. Oh, okay. Nice. I mean, not necessarily. It's not like necessarily an amazing reading, but it's just nice because it's very clearly like I can get a clear message, which is what I want with these, like, I mean, it's not a bad reading, but it's just, I like clarity with these kind of general readings because there's so many energies, it can get a bit messy, especially like when you have a lot of subscribers, which is why I'm happy. I'm not happy, obviously, I want lots of subscribers, but it's kind of nice at the moment to have a small pool of people because, oh, I'll take all of these, because the messages can be more specific. Definitely something with communication, guys, going on here. Right, so I see that this is indeed a love issue. We have the Lovers right in the middle of my first ever love reading, so that's cool. The Lovers for me is always about a choice, but it is also to do with, and we can't deny that it's to do with this kind of divine connection, divine counterparts. Can be twin flame energy if you're on that journey. I know some of my subscribers are, that's why I bring it up. I don't want to be someone who's like forcing the twin flame narrative down people's throat. Only take that if you know that to be true. If not, this is a choice involved in some kind of romantic connection, and there is an element of it where it's like divine counterparts, so soulmates. You might feel like you've had some past lives together, etc., etc. Tarot is not gender specific, but it's to do with like energies. However, I do find it useful when I'm doing readings like this where I can say, okay, there might be a man involved in this situation that is an earth sign. So don't be triggered by that, because remember, this can be just energy. So it can be the energy of a masculine. We all have masculine and feminine energy in us. So it's not about gender. It's just about this idea. We're a mix of everything. But there's something here that may apply to some people that are dealing with a man who is a earth sign. If not, this could also be yourself, or this could just be the energy. But there's something here to do with an earth sign, a kind of father figure, someone who's very fair, someone who's very grounded, someone who's very reliable most of the time. This could be like the husband card, you know, the kind of committed relationship energy. So you could be dealing with that person, you could be that person. However, there's something about this connection that has had like, so this is like the Tower card here and the Nine of Swords. So there's been a big Tower moment. There's been like a moment where everything that maybe was not working in this connection and has crumbled. It's a necessary ending. The Tower is built on unstable foundations. It's interesting I said ending. Why did I say ending? There is the Devil. Again, the Devil keeps coming up. Let me know if one of my clients said they kept getting the Devil and it was like, oh, they knew why. Let me know if you pick this pile again, because then your energy is definitely in all of these readings, which is kind of cool. I said ending because I feel like there could have been some kind of ending here, or a temporary ending, because we have the Two of Rods, we have the Four of Cups. These are both energies of like blocked off. So you might be blocked. That might be the communication blocked, but it's this idea of a stalemate, a standing still. The Four of Cups is kind of this apathy, this like you're ignoring the cup of love, you're concentrating on the negatives. So you might feel like, I feel like someone is being ignored by a man. They're blocked by them. Their communication is poor. This is causing them to have a lot of sleepless nights, anxiety, worry, fears. But these fears, it's like the sword of Damocles. It's like the swords are above the head. They may not fall, but just the idea that they could fall on you is enough to keep you awake at night. So it's this idea of the fear of what's coming, but it may not even be the reality. So you've got to get out of this fear-based thinking. But there has been some kind of tower moment in this connection where things have come to a head, where maybe some decision has been made, where it just feels like something inevitable has fallen apart. I see with the Three of Wands, that's always for me like a card of longing for something, of hoping and wishing and concentrating on something and looking out to sea and waiting. There's a lot of waiting and longing. And you're waiting for your ships to come in. You're waiting for this person to come back. And it's interesting because the ship that is in this reading is actually the Six of Swords, which is the ship that is leaving. And this is the card of distance. It could be a long distance relationship for some people. It could just be that you're moving away. I feel like this pile, you've moved away from something. I know this is what's next in love, but I feel like it's more like this is what your present is. But what's next is that you're moving away and you're moving on to calmer waters and you're moving on to something better for yourself. I think you've made a decision about this connection. You've made a decision that you can't handle the anxiety. You can't, the tower moment has come. You know that this is not stable. You know that this is not solid. The Hanged Man is in reverse here. So it's like there's lack of communication. There's a kind of, it's like you're seeing stuff from another perspective. It's like the Hanged Man, he hangs upside down so he can see stuff from a different perspective, so he gets enlightenment. But when it's the wrong way round, it's like he's kind of choosing to be in this position, but he's not getting the enlightenment from it, if that makes sense. So it's almost like you were put in a position and you decided it's not for you somehow. I feel like intuitively with that card, because it wasn't giving you enlightenment. This situation wasn't a comfortable, I'm hanging upside down, but I'm happy with it. It was more like, no, I've been put in this position and I'm not into it. And the Devil cards come out, which is again to do with obsession. It's to do with toxicity. It's to do with cycles, needing to break the cycle with someone. So I feel like that's the choice that you've made. That's the Tower moment. You have decided to kind of walk away and heal from this. And what's next in love for you is that you are going to have this healing. The Six of Swords is about healing. It's about moving away from dangerous times into calmer waters, into happier times, into something better for you. And the final card that came out is the Nine of Pentacles, which is really interesting. If you do tarot, this is such a clear message. This is all about the single independent person who is focusing on their abundance, they're focusing on their money, they're focusing on themselves, and they're focusing on making themselves happy. And they are happy and they're in their power. So that's where I see you guys heading. And that's cool because the next thing that I intuitively knew I was going to do is this manifestation for like abundance in all aspects of your life. So yeah, let's get you to the Nine of Pentacles, where you're like so happy in yourself that no one else can affect you, that you can be like the calm lake with the unruffled surface that I was talking about in the I Ching reading, where nothing else is going to affect you and you're just in your power and you're strong. Let's get like any advice from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Just extra kind of stuff. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So this could be that you are yourself a spiritual person, you are involved in healing, or it could just be a message that perhaps this is something you need to focus on. Maybe you should, you know, obviously I recommend meditation to everybody. It's sisterhood to me is like this idea of this community, this collaborative space, this like finding your soul family, beauty and devotion teacher. For me, that is about learning. It's about learning lessons, learning this kind of any lessons that you needed to learn from this cycle, and releasing and looking on to better things where your offer of love is not being ignored by someone. You're not like second best. You're not being undervalued, where your value and your worth is seen because you see and value yourself. Once you're in the energy of seeing and valuing yourself, it's kind of unlikely that you're going to be drawing people into your life that don't value you and see you and hear you, because that's the law of attraction. And that is, you know, it might not be the specific person you had in mind because they might be on a totally different wavelength and vibration, but you're going to be on the high vibe where you're like bringing in the best kind of people for you, you know, for your individual soul's journey. So let's see, is there one? Okay, that popped out. Surrender to the divine, full moon. Yes. I love the clear messages that like link to the other things I want to do. So I'm going to do a surrender full moon care package video coming out after the manifestation. So first we're going to do the manifestation to get you to your 9 of Pentacles, and then we're going to do the next one, which is going to come out just before the full moon, is going to be this surrender package, this care package. There's going to be spells, there's going to be healing rituals, there's going to be a shadow tarot reading using the deck that I made, which is all to do with the shadow issues, which I only use for specific shadow based readings because it's very intense and psychoanalytical. But there's going to be a whole care package coming. Definitely check that out, this group. That is a very important video for you to watch. Okay, how do we let go? How do we surrender? Sometimes we need to visualize, sometimes we need to ritualize. I'm here to help with that. That's going to be coming up soon. So that's everything I have for group 1. I hope that this has been a space where you could feel listened to, where you could connect to your intuition, where you could remember your faith and belief, remember the miracle of listening to the sea in a seashell without ever having heard it. Remember there are all of these things internally that you can have access to. You only need to look within. You only need to listen to the messages that come to you from the kind of universe. And getting a channeled message. They want you to listen. You're going to see some signs, you're going to hear some specific things, and then you'll know that this is your message. It will resonate. So that will mean different things to different people, but that's a clear message. Okay, so I'm going to close down the energy for pile 1. Thank you very much, everyone who listened. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like, comment. The more you kind of interact with the channel, the more your energy will be stored in this collective. That's kind of how it works. It's like via subscribing, via liking and stuff, you're putting your energy in. It's like an energy exchange. And it means that I can access your energy more. It kind of makes sense, right? And it's just a way of letting me know that people are enjoying this free content, so I keep doing it. But I think you guys are, and I'm really happy for the feedback I've got. It's been so nice. It really means a lot to me that we are doing this together, and I'm gonna get people on the channel to collaborate, and it's gonna be this great empowering space, and we're gonna share skills and we're gonna evolve together. That's so interesting. Did you guys see that on the camera? How I just picked up the deck of cards for no particular reason and the Lovers came out again. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. This is why I've decided I have to do everything on video now, because I was doing all my Etsy readings and I was like, oh my God, you've had the like 6 of Cups 3 times from different decks. But I was like, they won't necessarily know that that's true. This is for me, because sometimes I even doubt stuff. You know, I'm a skeptic. Weirdly, I'm a skeptic, but I know that things are real. But I for me, it's like when I get multiple cards, it's a message from me that yeah, you're on yeah, okay, my guides are like, shut up, just get on with it. They're like, yes, you're doing the right thing. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, guys, make that choice, choose yourselves. Okay, thank you so much. And now we're going to move on to pile 2. Just going to have some tea. Okay. Is this a... No. I'm like, is this a communication thing again? Or is it that was that pile? Or is it that was the tea? Like, the first pile had a massive thing about communication. I drink this all the time. It's not the tea. I'm like, is it that this pile also have a thing to do with communication? But that's like, I don't really want to have to like do that whole message again, because I want their energy to be in pile 1. But okay, I'm gonna say it. Okay, pile 2, you might have an issue with communication going on. It's interesting because pile 1 also did. Maybe pile 1 you were also drawn to listen to pile 2, and that's like a crossover message for you, like, yeah, your energy is still in this pile. If that's the case, you've had all the messages you need, so you don't need to listen to pile 2. You should really only just listen to one pile. Oh look, my energy is clearing. Sorry, pile 2, if you've just joined in and you're like, what the hell is going on? But pile 1 had like a big issue with communication and being listened to. And I was wondering whether I was having a psychic thing of my throat clearing up for you guys as well, or whether it was just nothing. But anyway, it's kind of gone. If you're having issues with communication though, take that as your message, but I'm not going to concentrate on it. So you chose this pile, which is my, this is my kind of raw, oh my god, what is it called? Lapis lazuli. I've had this stone for like 10 years. Wow, this pile, the energy is chaotic. It's so interesting. Whenever I do readings, I get like totally into the energy. This pile, it's like, are you a bit forgetful? Because it's really weird that I forgot what this is called. So you could be distracted. I feel like you could be a pile where you're quite distracted. You are picking up on a lot of other people's energy at the moment, because the energy from pile 1 leaked into yours. So that's a message for you, that if you do any kind of psychic work, spiritual work, you protect yourself properly, you close down the energies properly. It's also a message from me not to like just skip ahead to the piles, because I want to be like a snappy YouTube reader. It's like you've got to close down the energies properly between each pile. But it's also a message for you, if you do psychic work, that you make sure that you're not having messy psychic boundaries, that your boundaries are strong, that you're protecting yourself. This is a very spiritual, ancient stone. It's to do with ancestors. For me, it's to do with spirit guides. You could be working with guides. You could be, I think you're like a spiritual group. So let's see what comes up. What's the question? What's next for love? That's it. Okay, let's take those. Interesting. So one of the cards from the first reading is here again. So it could be that, yeah, someone has picked pile 1 or 2 and 2, or it could just be that there's a similar message here. Well, it's not really the similar message, but there's an element of the similar message, which could be this communication and not feeling listened to, because it's the 4 of Cups again, where it's like someone is ignoring your offer, someone is not seeing your value, you are not being... Well, it could also be that you're not seeing someone's offer to you. It's a concentration on the surface issues, on the kind of dissatisfaction with like life, basic life stuff, like your home, your money, your person. It's like just not being satisfied and feeling apathetic, feeling bored, feeling... It's not a great card for a love reading. So for what's next in love, it may be that you're ignoring stuff from the universe, that you are this spiritual person and you're ignoring signs and offers and things like this. Let's see. Group 2. Clear message, please. I'm not going to take that because it only flipped over. It didn't fall out, but I took notice of what it was. And it was the 3 of Pentacles, which is about collaboration. And that's maybe a message that you're ignoring some kind of offer of a collaboration or your work because you're focused on this love situation. But it's not a big deal. It didn't like flip out. It just, see, the 8 of Cups did though. It's like just worth mentioning. Don't neglect the work side of stuff and focus only on the like love. Okay. Do I need any more, or is this enough? Is this enough? Is this enough? I might just get, I hope just one comes out from here. Often these come out like a waterfall. Oh, here we go, just one though. Right, okay guys. Let me just check, did I put these up the right way? No. So that is not actually reversed. Okay. Right. So none of your cards are reversed. This is like, it could be two different messages. Okay, let me just get into the cards. There's something here to do with the Ten of Pentacles, and it looked like it came out reversed, but it wasn't actually reversed. So it's almost like, but I think for some of you maybe it is. There's something to do with walking away from something here. So I feel like, are some of you thinking that you might want to leave a long-term relationship? It could be a marriage. It could involve like you're tied into this person financially. You might have a family with them. There's sort of like every reason why you feel like there are reasons why you would stay. It's like it's secure, it's stable. You might have a family. But actually, I think this is just one clear message. We'll see, I'll get it as I go along. This pile though, it's like distracting. It's not a difficult reading, but I'm like, ooh, all over the place. So please focus and put up some psychic barriers if you're getting like other people's energy getting into your own stuff. Like, it's important to know what your energy is and what energy you're taking on from other people. And you can just say, return to sender, return to sender, return to sender, healed with consciousness, and see if it shifts. And if it does, it's not your energy. But yeah, there's something here to do with feeling bored, dissatisfied, like something's missing, like it's not enough. I feel like you have what on paper looks like the ideal kind of setup, long-term relationship, but you are thinking of walking away from this. You want really some time alone, I feel. You feel like you want to discover more, like there's more to this life. There's more to the everyday. It's not just what we see. There's more going on. And of course, a lot of spiritual people feel like there is more than meets the eye to our reality. And it's true. I have seen when I astral travel or when I, connect with ghosts and stuff, there is way more going on than we know about. And that's how a lot of conspiracy theories, I hate to go on about QAnon, but that sucks people in because they're like, oh, there's more going on than you know about. There's stuff you haven't been told. And people are like, yeah, I feel like that. And then they're like, well, we're going to tell you what it is. But it's not that. That's like, come on, that makes us all feel extremely anxious. And it's clearly pro-Trump propaganda. But that idea of there being something more to reality is true. And conspiracy theories work because they say elements that are true. Anyway, I don't know why I'm getting distracted by that. Maybe this pile need to hear that or something. But there is more that's to this world than the 3D reality that we all see. There is more to love and relationships than security and stability. Don't get me wrong, though. That is the kind of important one. But I feel like you want more. You're ready for an awakening. You want a new life. You want a new beginning. You want to experience everything that there is to offer. Everything that there is available. You feel like there's more. I just feel with this pile, you feel like there's more. And you feel trapped in a situation that is like seemingly good, but is not satisfying you. And you're dissatisfied and you want more. I see you doing some kind of dream work, some kind of shamanic work to kind of access these fears you have. Fears contain our greatest gifts, our greatest transformations. You know, this is the moon card. Again, I think you guys should do the full moon release ritual care package that I'm going to release on YouTube just before the next full moon. We're going to deal with all of these shadow issues that come up with the moon energy. The moon is illusionary. It doesn't have its own light. It reflects the light of the sun. Again, this is this message of you guys feeling like you're a bit in a delusionary kind of space. It's like you're not getting the enlightenment you're seeking. Everything is a bit muddled. I feel like your energy is muddled. I was getting that already. It's like you have to use the light of the moon. It's very seductive. It's very energetically powerful, but you can get lost in it. And so you have to think of like how shamans use this kind of power. They leave themselves little lines and webs in order to like bring themselves back. Think about that fairy tale where they were leaving the breadcrumbs so they could find their way home. You need to breadcrumb your journey. You need to leave yourself exit points. You need to protect yourselves. I feel like I'm getting into very specific terminology here with like exit points and stuff. So I do think you're a spiritual group, and I hope you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about all of this shamanic work. I asked what's next for love, but it's almost like you're going to have a totally new transformation in your life with the Judgment card. And I think it is to do with leaving a situation that, although it seems very good, you're just not. You know that there's something missing. And you're not listening to your own, you're not being true to yourself, because your voice, that whole thing with the voice, it's like you're not being true to yourself. You're not expressing yourself, and there's a part of you that you're having to like hide and not really embrace in the current relationship that you're in. So you want this time out, you want this time of self-discovery. Your energy is very ungrounded at the moment. It's very up in the air. It's very chaotic. I felt that. There is going to be a new offer of love coming in, but it's not the main focus for you. The Page of Cups, it's like a small offer. It could be an apology. It could be that you are owed an apology from someone. But I don't see this love thing being the main theme here. I see the main theme here being walking away. And if you do need to walk away, and please, I mean, for God's sake, don't make a life decision like that based on this reading. It's only if it resonates and you know that it's true, and then you already knew that within yourself. Tarot is just a mirror to the unconscious, so you'll know it. Even if you didn't know it before, when you listen to it, then you know it, because you knew it inwardly. Does that make sense? But if you do need to walk away from someone, it could be that you're the one that makes the apology for this. That's what I see. What's next for love? I do see a walking away. It could be that this pile, you're not even that interested in love, but you're like one of my followers, so you just watched this video and you're like, actually, I'm not that focused on love. I'm actually focused on like spirituality and learning more about myself and having a new beginning. And the kind of material concerns of like marriage and families aren't really for me. I find that like that's not everything, and I want more. And you're walking away. So in the 8 of Cups, this person is walking away from 8 cups that are emotionally fulfilling them still, but that they know there's something missing. And the missing thing is the 9th cup, which is this idea of their wishes coming true, their dreams coming true, this happiness. So they're walking away from the 8 cups, and it's sad, but they're walking towards something much better. So that's where you are. That's what you're up to. I should have said, I feel like these readings are for the next 3 months, but maybe that's just specific for this pile because I only just said that now. Oh my God. So you guys may have watched my other reading where I was like, I think you need to like leave a relation. It was basically like you need to leave a toxic situation kind of thing. And then the full moon in Scorpio came out and I was like, oh, maybe you're dealing with a Scorpio and it's time to like leave that. It says it's time to release negativity, but I get the feeling that these guys need to leave a Scorpio. Or it's just this idea of the death energy and the rebirth, which is coming up anyway. This is Scorpionic kind of vibes, right? because this is the card after the death card. It's judgment, it's rebirth. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Again, the moon. Again, I said this for pile 1. You should do my full moon release care package thing. Definitely, we're going to release negativity. We're going to get into shadows. I'm going to use my deck of tarot that I made myself. Where did I put them? I didn't think I'd have to get them out again. I made these myself. They're all to do with Jungian psychoanalysis and shadow work. They're very deep. They're very dark. And they're all about the shadow issues. From the shadow, you create, like, you can create the life you want. It's so powerful. But definitely watch that. It's coming out next after something I'm doing on manifestation. Sorry that that's kind of, I mean, it's not a bad reading. It's just maybe not what people want to hear with these pick a card love readings, which is that they're going to have reunion with someone. But I see you walking away from something that is not emotionally fulfilling, but that makes sense practically. And I see you walking towards something far, far more powerful. So, you know, that's not a bad thing. Okay, so that's everything I have. Did I get? I don't think you need anything else. That's everything I have for pile 2. I'm going to close down that energy, and can we now close it down, like really, really close it down? I don't want it leaking into the next pile. I feel like this pile's a bit, they need to barrier and boundary their energy. So can we like send them a bit of healing for that as well, to psychically be better at boundaries, for me as well. That any kind of energetic cords were temporarily in place are severed now. Maybe it's someone I know very well, so like the energy is, I might know this person, someone from this group personally. Okay, so let's go with pile 3. I'm just going to take a moment to close down the energies and properly get into pile 3 so we don't have that messiness. Pile 3. Okay, pile 3, you feel very nice and calm. My speaking is slowing right down. If you watch enough of my readings, you'll see the way I speak, and everything changes depending on the energy I'm tapping into, because I get things in my body. I get, like, my throat will close up sometimes with communication stuff. I'll feel things in my body. I have all different types of like psychic abilities. So this pile, my voice is slowing right down. I feel like you probably meditate a lot, or you're an older energy perhaps as well. I'm feeling quite a masculine energy from this pile. Of course, I'm not gender specific, it's just energy. I said this already. But we all have masculine and feminine energy in us anyway. And we could have masculine energy and seem as a female, whatever. It's like, it's just energy, but I feel a masculine energy. If that is relevant for you, take it. This stone you have as well. This stone for me is like this, it's this very slow, gradual build up. It's like a fossilized kind of crystal, but it's also like wooden and stone, and so it's very interesting. I love this. To me, it symbolizes something enduring, something solid. Wood in the I Ching is always this kind of enduring thing, but then it's turning into this crystal, which is this like spiritual thing. So I see this as some kind of like very beautiful old connection. You could be dealing with a kind of soulmate energy here, or you could be in a long-term relationship or marriage or something, just something here about endurance. Maybe you have a lot of endurance. Maybe you have waited a long time for something. There's something here to do with time, and time being accrued slowly. So for this deck, by the way, I use the other decks as well, but this deck is, the imagery is different to the traditional tarot imagery. Of course, all decks are different, but in terms of like, a lot of cards look romantic when they're actually not. Anyway, this one just fell out. But so I will read them traditionally, but I'm also gonna, like, if there's like very romantic imagery, I won't ignore it, but it won't be like maybe the traditional interpretation of the cards. So just if you're a reader, you might be like, why is she saying that? But this is just, I'm intuitive in how I do it, and each deck is different. So, you know, if you like that, then stick around. If not, you know, maybe another reader's style you prefer. But I read how I read. So, and most of it is also kind of psychic stuff that comes through. I'm going to take that because it didn't totally flip out, but it kind of did. I always know which cards to take. Sorry, people are probably like, what is she talking about? I'm kind of just talking to myself. Oh God. Sorry. This card really means something very specific to me. If you watch my first intro video, you'll see. And it's not just, it's this card in this deck specifically means something specific to me. And it's a very, very, very specific thing to do with a song, to do with my twin flame. So if music and songs or anything like that means something to you, I'm just saying it because it's come up for me. I see though that this, it's interesting, the Hermit has come out for you guys. All three of my piles are spiritual, which does not surprise me because at the moment I know most of my subscribers, I've either given them readings or they're readers, and they are all very spiritual. So all three cards have either had the Hermit or the Hanged Man. These are all spiritual cards. It could be that you're watching several of the decks, the same person. But here I got a sense that you guys were into meditation, and here we have the Four of Swords, which is for me the card of meditation. It's come up in a few of the other readings too, so it probably is that someone is watching these readings and it's your energy is coming back. So if you've watched my other readings and you had this card, the Four of Swords, and me talking about meditation, then know that that this reading is meant for you and that your energy is totally in this collective, which is cool. Maybe you've been liking stuff. The more you interact with the channel, the more your energy gets into it. That's how it works, or that's the intention that I've put on it. So I do see you as this deeply spiritual person. You are very into meditation. I see you going through, so what's next for you is that you have this period of calm, you have this period of introspection, you do start doing some work, you start going within, you start meditating, maybe do my manifestation thing that's coming up because that's all kind of meditation based, but it's this self-discovery. What I see is that you're freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself. You could be on the twin flame journey as well. I'm just going to mention it because, you know, I know that my subscribers, some of them are. I am. This channel is kind of about that. It's about empowering ourselves. This card is about freeing yourself. It's about someone who is trapped. It's the Eight of Swords. It's Madame Butterfly in this deck. It's the story of a woman who is trapped and longing for something, and then the person returns, but he's married to someone else and she ends up killing herself. Well, that's the opera, but the card is about this self-imposed imprisonment. So it's about not being free, being trapped by your thoughts. Swords are always thoughts. So your thoughts, your anxieties, your fears holding you back. Release your fears. Do the new full moon release thing. I've said this now in all piles, but it's important for everyone to release their fears. You have the means of cutting yourself free from whatever this situation is, and you will. I see that. The Nine of Swords has come up again. That's come up in several of these readings and in several of these piles. I think it came up in an earlier pile, but I can't ever remember what I say. If you've watched my things before and you've got this card before, yes, this is your energy. I see that something has given you a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights, worries. Again, it's your thoughts. Your thoughts are kind of on overdrive. But I see that you're going to start to quieten the mind. You're going to start disconnecting this idea of your thought from your reality. You're going to start seeing that you can control and flow your thoughts towards what you want. Your thoughts can become your friends. We're going to manifest together. We're going to use our thoughts that could trap us as a way of setting us free and empowering us and giving us what we want. That's what I want for all of my subscribers and clients. So I see that what's next for you in love is that you're freeing yourself, you're getting rid of your anxiety, you are getting out of some kind of illusionary thinking. The Seven of Cups is all about dreams and illusions and options and not knowing which way to go. I see you getting a real sense of focus and clarity. I feel like your energy is already quite focused and clear. Like I feel clear delivering this. My voice is different. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you're quite authoritative. But I think there's something that's been distracting you. There's something that's been like an illusion. It's like you want to hold on to something, but you kind of know that it's not real or that it's not right for you, but you're not ready to kind of step away from it. But I see you freeing yourself. I see you stepping away from it. Let's see, what else? I feel like that's not the whole story. So what's next for love? Oh my God. That's crazy. I mean, if you watch the other pile, some of these cards were there. Yeah, I maybe didn't shuffle properly, but they still fell out. So I feel like someone's watching this and they watched the other things. So again, yeah, leaving something, walking away from something, saying sorry or having an apology, and this idea of grounding your energy. But what's interesting is, so this is like a progression. So perhaps you watched that pile, and now you're watching this pile, or if it's this group, it's a similar message for you, but at the end of it, you are going to have a reunion, and you're going to manifest some kind of soulmate type love, because this is the card of equal give and take, soulmates, coming together, friendship, something based in friendship. It might be that you knew this person as a friend first. Either way, it's like a fair and even relationship. And I feel like in order to get there, you're leaving behind something else that made you anxious, that kept you trapped, that was based in illusion and secrecy. Secrecy came through. You're going to start meditating, you're going to start manifesting, you're going to start working on yourself if you're not doing that already. Then these offers are coming in. It might be that someone has wronged you, they're coming back, they're apologizing, and you're going to have a reunion with them. And this is going to finally be grounded and stable and solid, because before it was very much based in illusion, ungrounded energy, a lot of 5D energy going on, a lot of maybe astral communication, but not proper communication in the 3D realms. So a lot of maybe traveling to each other and astrally connecting, if that makes sense to you guys. I'll get into astral travel in a later video. So weird that those cards fell out, because yeah, I probably put them back in the deck and didn't totally shuffle them, but the way they fell out, and it was those ones again. I mean, you can't make my readings up, and I like to see that the Two of Cups and the Lovers came out like twice, and the Two of Cups once with this first love reading, because it's like, yes, okay, we're on topic. But it's not all roses and like sunshine, which is also good, because that's not reality. I think we do need to leave things behind. We need to do the inner work. We need to free ourselves. We need to be in our power. And at that point, yes, of course, we can manifest something solid and beautiful. It's easy to attract love. The universe is full of love. There is an abundance of love. There is too much love around. It's just people don't tap into it. People don't recognize it. People don't start from a loving vibration themselves. So how then can they expect anyone else to give them love? You attract what you give out. This pile, I feel, are going to be on a very positive love vibration. Listen to Healing Hearts, by the way. If you're my client, you'll know all about it, because I send them to you. So into Healing Hearts. I've got Healing Hearts on at the moment for love. I always have Healing Hearts on when I do any kind of spiritual stuff, or just I have them on all the time, to be honest. But listening to some like love, Healing Hearts, affirmations, all the stuff I would usually say, meditation. But I see something beautiful coming, but you have to leave behind something that is emotionally still maybe attractive to you, but you know there's something missing. So you're leaving and you're pursuing the Nine of Cups, your happiness, your independent kind of happiness. What makes you really happy? What is your greatest dream? And through that process, you attract someone else who's available and wanting to offer you their cup. It's like you go after your cup and someone comes to you offering you a cup, because this is like law of attraction. You're going after what makes you happy, and so someone else is going to come in who's equally happy themselves, and you can have a healthy relationship. One where you're not bound and tied and silenced and longing and waiting and hoping and fear-based, you know? So let's just get some final messages from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Crumbling, what are you clinging to? Yeah. I mean, pile 1 had a Tower card. This is the same card, really. So it's interesting. I feel like maybe everyone's watching all the piles, or maybe my collective, because it's a small group, I am able to get everyone's energy. So it's like the messages are similar. So that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see as the channel progresses and I get more subscribers. It'll be interesting to see if that's still the case. But it's really nice at the moment. It's almost like not personal readings, but I can get pretty close. Do you know what I mean? I can feel your guys' energy, which is super nice. But yeah, it's again this idea of crumbling, something needing to fall, anything that's based on an unfirm foundation falling away, leaving something behind, leaving a relationship perhaps for something that fulfills you more. And what else? By the way, when I do the manifestation video, which is next, I thought it would be fun for you guys to see like me manifesting in real time. So I'm going to start manifesting stuff for the channel. Like, I want to have so-and-so amount of subscribers. I want to have this, that, or the other. And I'm going to like include that within the manifestation thing that I'm doing for you guys, so that hopefully you'll see how manifestation can actually work in real time to do with this channel. So that's cool. That's exciting. I want to like have a lot of fun with this, you know. It's like my new little side project and I'm really loving it. It's so great. It's also so nice because I feel like it is like already a little community just with the things that I'm getting, like messages from people. Again, very clear message. Thank you for being so clear, Spirit. Don't let your past hold you back. Can I say any more, guys? I know most of you know tarot, so I don't feel like I need to like explain this. Do not let your past hold you back. Walk away from the 8 of Cups towards the 9 of Cups, towards your happiness, towards the 2 of Cups, towards someone who values you. What are you crumbling to? Past relationship, I feel. I mean, can we see? There. Okay. Clear message, guys. So that's everything I have for you. I've got to go now and do some personal readings. As always, you know how to find me for personal readings. There's a link below for my Etsy. We can get much more specific. And I love to do manifestations too, because let's empower. Remember, the best way to predict the future is to create the future. So I'm going to close down the energies now from group 3 and from everyone from this reading. Let's wrap everyone in universal love and protection and give them the strength they need to pursue what makes them truly happy. Let's set everyone free. Let's set everyone up for a beautiful day, this sunny day in London. I don't know where it is, what it's like where you are, but this beautiful day, this beautiful energy, let's key into that. Let's key into what makes us happy. Let's anchor everyone into the energy of abundance, of self-belief, and of positivity, and of value. I want everyone watching to know and feel their worth. So that's the intention. I hope it resonated. Please let me know if it did. Please like and stuff to put your energy into the channel, and just so I know you enjoyed it. And I'm sending everyone a lot of love. Thank you for watching once again.